Welcome everyone. Today we have a massive August update for Dota Underlords. Let's go through this together and let's share some thoughts and review on the update. First of all, the players are not paired off with each other, so they face each other directly instead of a mirror cloned battle unless at all the number of players. This is very similar to TFT, and I think this makes things more dramatic because it happens instantly instead of you try to watch on their board to see if they're performing okay against you. It also removes the chance of you winning the round and losing the offensive round and vice versa. So this is pretty much, hey, if you win your round, that means you punch the other player. Instead of, hey, I won here massively, he won against me as well, what's happening? So I like that, especially 1 vs 1 in the late game. The new rank system is available and it's more predictable ways. To look at the new rank system, we can click here, and once you look into it, you can see the threshold. I had a quick look, and to summarize first, that you don't drop ranking once you hit a big major rank. Let's say you turn it, you go to boss or big boss. You can't go under big boss 1, but you can fall between big boss 2 or big boss 3 down to big boss 1, which is same as usual. Now going back to the ranking, we can see that this account is currently big boss. This is the alt account. We can see the ranking points on the bottom right side. This is very nice. We can track progression and we know how much points we're getting. So what I remember correctly, oh, here you go. That's what I was going to say. What I remember correctly is that it is 100 for the first place and minus 100. What you usually want to do is you really want to be top 4. But it's top 4, you always gain points. This happens now regardless of the ranking of the players you match with, which is great. And also, the rank points here is the minor bonus rank points with each of the tiers, which is quite nice as well. Let's have a look over here. Now that we look at ranking, there is a new mode with the casual player mode. Yes, this is great because if I play a game and I want to run elusives, I want to go full criticals or full warlocks, I don't want to lose my ranking because of that, and having casual multiplayer modes allow us to have so much fun in it while not be punished in trying foolish builds. You can see here elusive challenges. I always refresh my elusive challenges beforehand. Now the ranked multiplayer mode update is a little different. By clicking into here, we can look into it. They have adjusted for 2 players and 3 players, which the gain of ranking and the loss of ranking is lessened. So you don't gain 100, you gain a little less. For those that's interested, definitely have a look. But personally for me, I think queuing a solo is absolutely fine, but this does changes the fact that players cannot abuse the kill together and power boost 1 player. Let's say if all 3 friends come top 3, then just power boost 1 player to always be number 1, and that's a little concerning. So that's why they're saying basically how things are working, they're looking into it to avoid abuses, which is very nice. So we can see achievements with earning XP to the Proto Pass and the entire achievement to be unlockable, which is available over here. Let's have a look at achievements. Look at this. I had a look. It's so fancy. There's the victory ones, win against players, top 3 in 2 games. There's the crew one, buy different heroes. There's the economy one, how much you go to level 10. Oh, that happens every round for me. And 30 gold from streaks, losing or win streaks. There's the alliance one, so we get so many of those as well. So this is very nice. Definitely super curious to unlock all of them and go further. The new looks, it's very beautiful. We can see that not all of the heroes added, but a good proportion of heroes added, which means that we can go 3 stars with them. And talking about new looks, I want to show you guys something while we're going with the new looks. We know it starts with Abaddon and down to Venomancer. So this is going to be like a quick switch over. Oh, that's better. It's a Reddit post and I really want to share with you guys. It's a new look with Underlord. Now if you had to look at this little meme, little joke, it's the upgrades of Conquer with the new looks. So the question is, what did it cost? And Thanos says arm and the leg. If you look at Conquer here, he's a full legit human. After he upgrades to 2 star, he lost the arm. After he upgraded to 3 star, he lost a leg. And the replies on the comments were pretty funny as well. It's like 4-star Conker, he's in full wheelchair. 5-star Conker, he's got all eye patches. And the title is, what did it cost to get this bird on his shoulder, by the way? What a silly one. And the Conker says, it's worth it, while he falls under the fountain with his hands up. So yeah, I want to show you guys this one. Let's go back. Now we come to the more serious and more interesting part of the game. So round damage eliminated for round 4 to 9. So from the comments with our friends, it seems like this is with the extra damage with the round. So the round 4 and 9 you still take damage, but you don't take extra damage. After round 11 you will take extra damage. But this still can open up avenues of a losing streak, which is much rewarded with extra free reroll there. So round damage starts at round 11. What that means is, oh, you will see a lot of losing streak, lots of greedy builds. Because of that, I can have my full board ready at round 10. I don't even need to fight. And there's more reason why I don't need to fight. So yes, it starts with 2 damage at round 11. And knowing that, you know, it goes to 3 at round 20 and 4 at round 30. So that's still, people are dying fast, but not as fast as before. So they have delayed the aggression of the early game. Now, whenever a player loses the round against another player, they get a free reroll on the next round. It's like a free, you know, the reroll item I used to have. Because of this free reroll, which is not stackable, it really favors us going losing streak on round 4 to 9, because you're effectively gaining 2 gold, guys. Because every reroll costs 2 gold, you're gaining 2 gold a round for losing and starting a losing streak. We're going to get draws all day, so everyone's going to be open for it, I think. It's going to be interesting. We shall see with this one. So, the solo game tutorial, SPIRE, everything is pretty nice, and the healing disable items not working in initial rounds. I wonder which round it is, guys. It is round 30 with the Heartless disable healing. I was like, why are they still healing? I have 4 Heartless. The Lizard's like, Lizard's care not about the alliance items. And talk about alliance items. So the Divine Rapier changes. There's a lot of changes to alliance, which we'll go back onto. So the Deadeye is the alliance, and a lot of alliance item has been changed. So very curious and, you know, really happy to try it out. So added option to other deploy units from your bench if you don't have units. So this is good. And oh, actually, I'm not sure. If I'm running a losing streak, I'm saving units on the bench I wanted to lose. And it is options default on. That's great, because sometimes I can turn this off. I don't want units on the board to start losing. The UI changes are great. I love that they are polishing it. Excellent, excellent. Spectating, that's great to, you know, the future tournaments and, you know, more games of friends just watching. That's really good. And of course, we get on to the humans. No, sorry, we get on to the heroes and alliance changes now. So let's look at the hero changes. Crystal Maiden is a 3 gold unit. Who would have thought? All the mages class has received a small but very relevant nerf, with Crystal Maiden as 3 gold. That means she is so much more thought after, because she still generates mana for the mages, and this makes her nothing changed except a little bit of high health, which doesn't do anything. So this is a nerf to the mages and all the casters that needs fast mana from Crystal Maiden. The Eidolons has been buffed. You might be wondering, hey, why are they buffed? Because the entire primordials are changed again. So Eidolons gains more attack with high level, and Eidolons loses armor. So the purpose has shifted from damage into summon little dudes that... Sorry, the purpose has shifted from defensive capabilities with primordials into summon little dudes that does damage for you. The change of health is nice as well. Notice there's only 2 tiers, because there are 3 Eidolons. Oh, sorry. There are 2 primordials and 4 primordials. So those are adjusting for the 4 primordials that we find. The Juggernaut only casts Blade Fury when he's surrounded by at least 2 enemies. This is good in most of the cases, except that when he's solo versing a Tinker, Tinker's like, don't choose spin. He's like, I won't spin because the Master Overlord, Master Underlord Valve told me to not spin against you. So this is good in most cases, but not great on certain cases. So I like this change because they're helping this hero. Juggernaut does need a buff for sure. Lena, the sisters switched over. The fiery sister is now 2 gold. That means she's more accessible and more usable, and more often we'll find Lena to 3-star, which we'll definitely try. Before I was like, she is not worth it, guys. She's not the girl for you. She's 3 gold. She's too expensive. But now she's definitely worth it, I think. Let's give her a try. Yeah, Juggernaut is okay 1v1. He's got a decent attack speed. The weaker sister. You know how Lena is like, don't you buy my sister when you buy her? Well, it's good now. Lena is like, buy me. I'm cheaper and more beautiful. They're contesting. That's okay. So let's look at this one. Let me get some tea. Ogre Magi. The good old little ogre that is a mage that doesn't cast a spell. He still has Bloodlust. I want him to have a spell that damages enemy, but maybe that's too much. He gives pretty decent buff to himself and decent buff to allies. So Ogre at 2-star is going to shine pretty nicely. It's like a free moonshot when you get him to 2 or 3-star. So that's the case. Not bad, but not massive. And the nerfs we'll be expecting. Attack range is changed from 4 to 3. So Shadow Fiend in the corner is not good, especially with the spell change. For those that didn't know, the width that goes wider at the start is not great, because at the start you want width to be tighter to instantly kill the units next to Shadow Fiend, I believe, and the width that goes shorter on the far end is also not good because Shadow Fiend can't reach enemies far enough. His range is basically halved of his spell range. He used to hit units across the board, but now he has to be in the middle of things to hit everything. So no longer the corner mage Shadow Fiend is benefiting. This definitely affects the warlocks and mages. And wait till we get to the warlocks. Look at that. Where would I position my Shadow Fiend? More in the center of things. I mean, the warlock items are no longer warlock items, by the way. So the warlock can still work, especially in the middle, but the availability of power of Shadow Fiend is definitely reduced. And onto the biggest loser of them all. Poor old Venomancer. When I saw this, I was like, 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 1, 3. 1, 1, 1. I was like, oh, what? So, maximum health changes with very minimal increment. The attack minimum changes, you know, it's okay. The attack range, okay, they hit a little further, but you know, they all come for Venomous anyways. The maximum changes, look, they buffed Venomous at 2-star. They're like, no, you don't even think about Venomous at 3-star because it's useless. That's what changes say. So the fun 3-star Venomous videos are gonna be very short-lived. So knowing that Venomous is still a warlock, it still works with savages, and they changed that especially to incorporate the change of savages. Savage no longer gives attack now, they gives bleeding by themselves. So this change is because you don't want 3 wards to be bleeding, that's a little too much. Witch Doctor. I've been bounced by Witch Doctor too many times to know that this is too painful. But as a troll player, I like the shorter cooldown with Octarine. It's just infinite coconut. It's like you get a coconut, you get one on your head as well. 15 is acceptable. Because Witch Doctor was a little too much in the early game, and even in neutral rounds, he's very strong against the lizards. More power to the lizards, right? The round 30 ones. Now let's look at item changes. A massive change is alliance items have been fully disabled. Most of the effects have changed into the alliance itself or onto items that you can use. So here are the new items. The Helm of Undying it's a defensive item, 5 armor, and turns a hero unkillable for 4 seconds. Any hero. That could be massive. I could have a Shadow Fiend on the first line and just like go ahead and hit him. That's gonna be interesting, guys. Shadow Fiend or the squishy units, you can just make things work, because especially Shadow Fiend who needs like 2 seconds to cast, they're not gonna attack him in the 4 seconds because of the II, and they're not gonna stun him unless it's AoE. So things are gonna get interesting. Frontline Shadow Fiend, guys. Bracer of Desperation. The resets and full mana at 30 health. This is to change with the Mage Final Flash. This is great, and I like the reduces magic resistance. So this is really favored our magical casters. If I find this item early and give it to my Lena, or if I give it to Park or anyone that casts magic spells, or even to, you know, Keeper could work, but Keeper don't have much HP pool. I think the later stage this item goes, the stronger it is, because spell damage and reset full CD is great. Torching Knife. Now we know where this item came from, the scrap piece of course. Equipped with hero 30% chance to produce 1 gold. It's massive, because if you go with a hero that's designed to do damage, and like, you know, Shadow Fiend, like the units that keep off the light, he can wipe the entire board of savages and kill 20 units. and all of a sudden you ka-ching with 15 gold. Like, it's gonna be interesting. And also the less health for criticals, that helps the physical damage dealer as well. So I'm really looking forward to the poaching knife. The Drowning Rasu is the 3-tier global, so healing for both sides is reduced by 50%. What that means is the Heartless reducing healing is gone, and this item compensates for that. Healing on both sides is reduced. If my team doesn't heal, it's great. If my team also heals, it's like a double-edged sword, so pick this one with caution, but he will slightly benefit you against the lizards around 30. That's slightly though. Lizards still gonna heal, and no one's stopping that. Now, let's look at items removed. The Cloak is gone because it's too weak, Recruiter is gone because it's too strong, Vicious Intent is gone because it doesn't benefit the game. It takes the fun out of other players gaming. Why are you killing people first? They're here to play a game, right? Wicked Intent is gone because, and no one uses that, because, reduced healing was not working effectively back then. Now, the item changes. Big Time Contract now not only changes the unit into Blood Bond, it also gives them 250 health. So hey, more power to my Arc Warden, guys. More power to my 2-star Troll Warlord. So we gotta play some great old Blood Bond games, and if you haven't seen one, check out our Godzilla game where the Blood Bond, the Witch Doctor, the Warlock is hitting for over 2k damage a pop, guys. 2000 damage after armor reduction, so he was hitting close to 3000 damage. The Brush of Martyr. So instead of damage received, this is getting very interesting. So damage received plus debuff resistance. So what that means is it's likely debuff to be on the target to be 50% lower. So if you get silenced, instead of 4 seconds, it goes to 2 seconds. You get stunned, 2 seconds down into 1 second. So these items all of a sudden offensive and defensive. I like it. Chamel's back to 10 armor. Who would have thought, guys? It was too good back then, now it's good again. But this is in line of the buff to the other lower tier items. We can see the Claymore to 30 damage from 21, decent upgrade by 30%. The Gloves 5 attack speed, not bad. Hood of Defiance is a very nice item at tier 1. We're definitely making item tier list again, guys. The Octane Essence. See, I've been vouching for the Octane Essence for so long. It's such a good item. Now it's 3rd tier, so you see how good it is when they increase the tier of this item. Just like Radiance, guys, just like higher class criminal, I talked about them, now they're upgrading them, so there you go. Boots of Tranquils is very decent. 25 health at the early game is super strong. I like the change of 4 staff. Imagine an assassin that blinks onto your backline, then before they hit them, and then it pushes them away, then they have to run all the way back. And this is great. Turns 4 staff into less RNG, but more, more decision making. The alliance changes. The elusive had a buff. So instead of the allied elusive, all elusive will get 75% evasion when you have 9 elusive. It sounds great on paper, guys, especially when you go invisibility, or no longer invisibility, it's not there anymore. It sounds great, but you have 9 heroes that's elusive. The only hero you can add most of the time is just maybe a Medusa, maybe a Viper. At that stage, it's not the game changer. But if they make it 6 heroes gets the elusive, that's a much game changer, I feel. But I like the change. Warlock got a nerf, so instead of 3 seconds, it's 2 seconds now. This does limits the amount of healing Warlock does by lowering the seconds. I think this is a great pathway because they were just everywhere. I didn't want to recommend Warlocks before, but they were just everywhere. Like, I have to say, most people who went Warlocks is getting so much benefit before, but now it's slightly nerfed. It's perfect. I had a look at this one. Brownies no longer get flat HP. All brownies, all hell brownies get 30 or 60 permanent kill when they kill a unit. This is massive. I'm gonna be playing brownies into the into the end, guys. Because you start with axe, before you know it, before the round starts, this axe will stack up to 5 to 10 kills. And this keeps stacking. And the Beastmaster and Juggernaut, oh, this is a buff for sure. I love this one. But the downside is, you can never go mid-game brownies if you never play brownie at the start. All the kills will count from the start, so you really have to stack the brownies right at the start of the rounds. Savages changes from attack damage boost for the whole team. Now, only allied savages will be bleeding the enemy with number of savages. So 5, 10, 15 for 3 seconds, but only for 3 seconds, which refreshes with each attack. This is okay, but it's not stackable. Notice the difference that this is not stackable with each attack but refreshes, so it's not making Savage into the infinite bleeding Ursa. So Savage definitely got a nerf here. I just made my Savage guide as well, you silly game. No, it's silly me, should have waited, right? Shamans used to do reduce mana gain, and I was like, hey, when does that even work? Like, it's so awkward, but now we love the 17%. If you guys didn't know, Dota 2 loves 17%. The Spirit Cowl with 17% bash, and a hop 4 cells in a random direction. I love that. So Shamans are definitely back. Ready to see my tank Shadow Shaman in the front? That chicken swan and hops, he sends his whole chicken army backwards. It's like, yo! And chicken's like, hop, hop, and they hop backwards. I'm gonna be having so much fun with Shamans for sure. So is the brownies. Primordials. Oh boy, the Primordials were too weak back then. Now they become Primordial Summoners. So each Primordial will summon Eidolon, and this Eidolon can be quite game changing. I think Primordial mages are definitely back. Tiny, Morphling, and Razor will be the tank and damage dealer for the mages. So I can't wait to try that. Notice Eidolons don't summon additional Eidolons, so you don't get infinite spamming. But with Primordials, with 4, I believe they summon a stronger version of Eidolons, instead of giving the team 4 Eidolon summons. What a big change with Inventors, guys. The Inventors no longer regen. That was a defensive alliance. Scrappy was too defensive. Now Scrappy Mage is definitely back because they explode. Inventors automatically explode at 13 and 15 and 30% with the max health to everyone around them. This is massive. If you play mages or if you play Inventors, most of them you have Scrappies as well, so they're offensive and defensive. With AoE damage, mages love that. I think our Scrappy Mage guide is gonna be on full rise. This is the next guide we'll be looking into, Scrappy Mage guide. And I love the change to the Inventors. This is great. More Scrappy to come, guys, for sure. Demon Hunters. In addition to everything, they now get 30% pure damage for each additional demon. It's like, hey guys, we know you love Strange Bedfellow so much, we're just gonna give it to you. You no longer have to search for it or waste the item on it, you just get it. But you don't get 2 of them though. Not out 30k damage terribly with 2 of them, but you only get 1 of them. This is good. If I play demons, I could be carefree. I don't have to be like, oh, if I don't find an item, what do I do? I just play them. And we're gonna have some fun with the demons for sure, guys. And lastly, of course, Assassins. The Assassins, all Assassins bind enemies once they are away when they land for 2 seconds, which misses and less mana gain. It's great, but same as Elusive, we rarely go to 9 Assassins. Because if you're going with 9 Assassins, you're about to die. Or, you know, you're about to win the round because you're so strong with 9 Assassins. So in that particular instance, it's good because it is more of a game changer compared to Elusive, which doesn't additionally buff the Elusives. Here the Assassins will get buffed at 9. So I think 9 Assassin builds are back. Not to full power because, you know, they still have the problem of finding 3 stars first before they level up to 9, but this definitely makes it viable for the late game. We can have a look here. The ranking, which was summarized up there, it's over here, which we can see the ranking table. So when we win, we want to be top 4. Bottom 4 will definitely lose ranking for now, but you won't lose so massively. I was ranked number 21 in the world, or 16. I lose 1 game back to rank 500. I was like, okay game, it took me 5 games to climb up here. Rank points, we can see the progress, which is very nice. And overall, this was a massive change to Underlords again, so frequent and so nice in a short time. I love the fact they also improved the UI on top of the gameplay, because the UI and skins are what makes this game appeal to new players and existing players. We want to feel accomplished and achievable with shiny 3 stars. When Kanka loses both of his arms and his legs, guys. Poor Kanka. So yeah, very lovely, super happy. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn the notification on for more guides, tips and builds of this wonderful update. I can't wait to be producing them for you guys. I'll also add some great replays from the previous patch, but only a few that is selected, because I stored a few for us, which was really good. Also, please follow and subscribe to support me on Twitch. Thank you so much everyone. So let's go over these games, guys.